Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are ranking every single book that I read in 2022. So, this is one of my favorite videos that I do every year. Like, I love how it turns out. But, oh my god, do I hate making this video because messy, and it takes so long to edit, to be 100% honest. So, it's a bit annoying to make and film and edit, but I love how it turns out every year, so of course I'm doing it again. So if you're new here, every year I rank every single book I read. And I'm not talking tier ranking or any of that stuff. No, 100 to number 1, because I read 100 books this year. There will be a stats video coming maybe after this one, but I read 100 books. I would be ranking them, but I'll go through rereads, no rating. Obviously, I disappeared for a large majority of this year, so I will, of course, leave my worst books of the year and my best books of the year linked down below, so those go through the bottom 5 and the top 10. And then all of the rest in between, I'll leave. I think I did a January, February, and March wrap-up, but I did no other wrap-ups in the year, so I'll also leave the playlist of them linked down below. But all other books, I don't really talk about them many places. So if there's any book here that you're like, oh, why did you give that a 3-star, a 4-star, whatever, comment it, ask me, and I will try and remember how I feel about it. No guarantees that I will actually remember what the book is about though. I'm not going to give you a synopsis for any of these because this video would be so long. So we are just ranking the books. Okay? I think I have everything covered. So first we're going to go through my rereads of the year, which it's kind of complicated to talk about because a lot of the rereads you will see later on actually ranked, because I reread the entire Murderbot Diary series. All Systems Red by Martha Wells, Artificial Condition by Martha Wells, Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells, Exit Strategy by Martha Wells, Network Effect by Martha Wells, and Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells. So they were all rereads as well as first time reads. I reread Shades of Magic Volume 1, Steel Prince, Shades of Magic Volume 2, The Knight of Knives, and The Shades of Magic Volume 3, The Rebel Army. All by V.E. Schwab, Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I didn't know which edition to hold up because they're both pretty. A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. And then my final reread of the year was This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. And now onto the books that I gave no rating to. We have Narwhal, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, And Away by Bob Mortimer, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematorium by Caitlin Doshi, Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doshi, and From Here to Eternity by Caitlin Doshi. My 1-star book of the year was Call of the Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. My 2-star reads of the year were Fortune is Sworn by K.J. Sutton, From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Desperate Measures by Katie Robert, and my 2.5 star of the year was The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Now on to my 3-star reads. We have Frostheart 2 by Jamie Lischler, Skyward Volume 3 by Joe Henderson, Skyward Volume 2 by Joe Henderson, The Tea Dragon Society by Kay O'Neill, Skyward Volume 1 by Joe Henderson, The Black Hawks by David Ragg, The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker, A Mirror Mended by Alex E. Harrow, Lock and Key Volume 1, Explorers on Black Ice Bridge by Alex Bell, Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan, A Psalm for the Wild Build by Becky Chambers, Spellslinger by Sebastian D. Castell, Explorers on Witch Mountain by Alex Bell. Also, just interrupting, the lighting keeps changing because I think it's about to start raining, so I'm sorry about that. The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, The Mind F series Bind Up by S.T. Abbey, A Spindle Splintered by Alex E. Harrow, The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen, Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chapeko, A Prayer for the Crown Child by Becky Chambers, The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, The Poison Song by Jen Williams. Then I also had 3.5 stars of the year, which was Vampires Never Get Old, which is an anthology collection. Now on to the 4 stars, which make up the majority of my reading. The Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell, The Bone Witch by Rin Chapeko, Where the Drowned Girls Go by Seanan McGuire, No Exit by Taylor Adams, The Deal of a Lifetime by Frederick Bachman, Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, Echo North by Joanna Ruth Myers, Bryony and Roses by T. Kingfisher, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher, Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher, Uprooted by Naomi Novik, The Bitter Twins by Jen Williams, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia, City of Dragons by Robin Hobb, The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, Blackbird, The Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse, Blood of Dragons by Robin Hobb, Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells, Radiance by Grace Draven, My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologies by Frederick Bachman, Artificial Condition by Martha Wells, The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan, and Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman, The Girl from the Well by Rin Chapeko, The Sacrifice by Rin Chapeko, The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams, Traitor's Blade by Sebastian D. Castell, Temeraire, also known as His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik, Throne of Jade by Naomi Novik, One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells, The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan, The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik, The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington, The Name of All Things by Jen Lyons, and my final 4-star read was Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. I had one 4.5-star read this year, and that was The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty. And finally, we are on to our 5-star reads of the year. Again, you can check these out in my best books of the year. Network Effect by Martha Wells, All Systems Red by Martha Wells, Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb, Exit Strategy by Martha Wells, Near the Bone by Christina Henry, Gallant by V.E. Schwab, The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons, and last but certainly not least, my number 1 book of the year was The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. So there we have it. All 100 books that I read this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!